There are few things more stressful for a landlord than when the rent just stops. Suddenly, your cash flow is frozen, and it's so easy to get frustrated, right? But look, there's a clear, structured process you can follow to protect your investment. So today, we're going to walk through that exact step-by-step guide, specifically for Kansas City landlords. So it happened. The first of the month came and went, the grace period is officially over, and the rent's still missing. Now, I get it. Your first instinct might be to panic, maybe even get angry. But the absolute key to fixing this efficiently is to treat it like a business problem, not a personal one. And this quote from Marcus Painter at Alpine Property Management, man, it really gets to the heart of the matter. Time matters when rent stops. Waiting too long or reacting emotionally can lead to lost income and legal trouble. He's spot on. Every single day you wait is another day of lost income. And, maybe even more importantly, reacting with your emotions can lead to mistakes that are going to cost you way more time and money down the road. Okay, so to help you navigate this whole thing, we've broken it down into 5 clear sections. We're going to start with your immediate response, then move into communication and legal notices. After that, we'll cover the costly landlord mistakes you've got to avoid, talk about escalation and professional management, and then finish up with the most important part, prevention. All right, let's dive right in. Section 1, your immediate response. We're talking about the critical first moves you need to make, the very first day that rent is officially late. Honestly, it really boils down to 2 simple but totally vital actions. First, you've got to confirm the facts. And second, you need to communicate, but do it early and professionally. So step 1, confirm the facts. And the crucial point here is documentation. Before you even think about contacting the tenant, do your homework. Go pull the lease and double-check the due date and any grace period. Look at your payment portals. Check your bank records. Is it possible it's just a processing delay? You have to confirm everything because this right here, this is the start of your paper trail. And trust me, that paper trail is going to be your best friend if things escalate. Okay, so once you've confirmed the rent hasn't been paid, it's time to reach out. And you need to do it immediately. But the key is to keep it professional. A calm email, maybe a text, that creates that all-important written record. Just state the facts. Hey, rent was due on this date, we haven't received it, and here's how you can pay. No accusations, no threats. You'd be surprised how often a simple professional message solves the problem right then and there. It could just be an honest mistake. All right, so let's move on to section 2. What happens if that first professional communication doesn't solve the problem? Well, now you're entering the phase of formal notices. And believe me, this is where navigating the laws in the Kansas City Metro can get tricky. Your lease is your rulebook. I really can't stress this enough. That lease, it's a legally binding contract. It's what dictates the grace period, the late fees, all the notice requirements. If you stray from what's written in that document, even a little bit, you can seriously weaken your legal standing and drag out the whole process. You have to follow it to the letter. And this is a huge challenge for landlords right here in Kansas City. Your property is either in Missouri or it's in Kansas, and the laws are just not the same. We're talking different notice periods, different rules for how you deliver a notice, and they even require specific legal language. For example, a really common mistake over in Missouri is forgetting to give a proper demand for rent notice before you file with the court. Meanwhile, on the Kansas side, if you just tape a notice to the door without following their really strict service rules, your whole case can get thrown out, and you have to start all over again from scratch. Which actually brings us perfectly to Section 3, the costly mistakes that you absolutely, positively must avoid. It's so easy for frustration to lead to bad decisions, and these are the ones that can get you into some serious legal hot water. Okay, let's be crystal clear about this. You can never take self-help actions. The number one rule, the big one, is you can never ever take matters into your own hands. This is what's known as a self-help eviction, and it is completely illegal in both Kansas and Missouri. And what does that mean? It means you absolutely cannot change the locks. You can't shut off the utilities. You can't remove the tenant's stuff from the property. I don't care if they owe you thousands of dollars in rent. Doing any of these things can actually result in the tenant suing you for damages. The only legal way to get a tenant out is with an order from a judge. Period. Now, there are other mistakes that are maybe a little less dramatic, but they can be just as damaging. Just ignoring the problem and hoping it goes away, that never works. Making some kind of verbal agreement on a payment plan, that's totally unenforceable. And this is a big one, accepting a partial payment. Depending on where you are, that can sometimes reset the entire eviction clock. You've just got to document everything and stick to the process. So what if you followed the process perfectly and the rent is still unpaid? Well, now it's time for Section 4, escalation. This is the path to a formal resolution, and frankly, it's where professional help becomes absolutely invaluable. You'll often hear professional property managers talk about incredibly high collection rates, sometimes as high as 98%. And when you see that number, it really stands out, doesn't it? So you have to ask, how is that even possible? Well, here's the secret. A 98% rent collection rate isn't achieved by being really good at chasing people down. It's achieved through proactive systems. It's the old best defense is a good offense idea. The goal isn't to get good at collecting late rent. It's to build a system with clear communication, easy ways to pay, and consistent rules that just prevents most issues from ever happening in the first place. And that, of course, leads us to our final and, honestly, most important section: prevention. Because the absolute best way to handle unpaid rent is to make it incredibly unlikely from the very start. This whole strategy really rests on three main pillars. It all starts with thorough, rigorous tenant screening. Then, it's supported by making it super easy for good tenants to pay on time. And finally, it's all held together by consistently enforcing the rules in the lease for everyone, every time. And listen, thorough screening is your absolute number one line of defense. We're talking about going way beyond just a simple credit check. This means verifying that their income is stable, actually calling their previous landlords, confirming their employment, and searching for any past eviction filings. I'm telling you, placing a reliable, properly vetted tenant is the single most effective thing you can do to protect your rental income. When you boil it all down, it really comes back to this idea: process beats reaction. A calm, documented process will always win out over an emotional, informal reaction. And that's true whether you're screening a new tenant or dealing with a late payment. Look, handling unpaid rent is incredibly stressful. And as we've talked about, the legal landscape here in Kansas City is really complex. The good news is you don't have to figure all this out on your own. Relying on experts who deal with these situations every single day is the best way to make sure you're compliant and that your investment is protected. So if you're dealing with this problem right now, or maybe you just want to build a system to prevent it from ever happening in the first place, you don't have to do it alone. To protect your investment with a process that's proven to work, just give a call to 816-343-4520, or you can visit alpinekansascity.com to learn more.